can't get my YouTube chat comments here on the screen. So that's kind of a bummer. All right. So I am going to just check this page here. Refresh your page. There we go. I'll have to say that. It says that it's watching, but I don't see it on there. Do I need to go into... I have people saying hi to me, but it's not playing here. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's today's. Let's go into my studio. A new tab. Can anyone hear me? I can see comments in Twitch, but they're not showing comments from YouTube. Not a good thing. Not saying I'm live here in the back out of that. I want to go to the studio control room. Could be a factor with that. Nope, it says I'm live here on the control room, so I'm on. Okay. It was just the page I pulled up that was not showing. No, whatever. Oh, and it's showing Restream on it. So today's technical difficulties are being brought to you by Restream for today. Oh, wait, I can see Conrad. Okay, since we're live now, I can see the comments. So this is what I wanted to use Restream for. It was like the killer app for Restream is I could see the comments right here. Like Conrad says hi. Kingpin says hi. So I like that feature where it was kind of a nice cleaner. I've seen other streamers doing that, and I was like, how do they do that? Using Restream. All right, so I am Robbie Strike. This is the Robbie Strike Show. I don't know. I thought that would sound cool enough for me. So I am also known as the Happy Satellite Nerd because I'm pretty much always smiling. And I love talking about satellite. So if I'm talking about satellite, I'm happy. So I thought today, because my ratings on my channel actually really dropped low this week, and I wondered why. Well, there's probably lots of events in the news, and my channel was not as much relevant in people's lives this week. And I was on the news a lot too, following basically numbers at the top of the screen that weren't moving. Yeah. So anyway, I'd like to talk about news channels, the free-to-air news channels, but I find I am going toward more of the streaming online news channels as well, which are not on free-to-air, but you go to news feeds through the internet. Various. I watch over-the-air news, etc. And so over-the-air news. We have the 6 o'clock news. I like the local news. We get like a national news here from Global, and it is not fair and balanced at all. It's very much one side. It's something I kind of wanted to talk about when I go over the news channels. Which ones have a very much either a left-wing bias, and a right-wing bias, depending on which way the bird's facing. I don't mean to get too political. I just wanted to go over some of the news channels that are. And there's like a few out there that I'm like, it's hard for me to put a finger on whether they're right or left. I'll give you an example. RT, Russia Today. And some people may argue with me, is Russia Today is very liberal, and I have seen some very liberal voices on our RT, but I've also seen some right-wing voices on RT. To do a little research for this stream, Conrad says we get fake news. Yeah. There's so much with news. It's yeah. And I'm not going to call out anyone here. Well, you guys, if you want to go for it, I don't care. But RT is one. It's a very popular news channel for free-to-air watchers. I probably watched RT for quite a long time. As I said last night, I checked out to get Jesse Ventura's perspective on things. And I don't agree with Jesse Ventura, but I like Jesse Ventura. You know, we have history. You know, like I watched him when he was a wrestling announcer in WWE and then in WCW, and I became a huge WCW fan with him and Shivani commentating in the early 90s. So yeah, I checked out Jesse Ventura's. And the thing I like about a Jesse Ventura or another voice like that, they'll criticize both sides, which I kind of like because you don't get like a one-sided argument on things, like where people, you know. So Jesse Ventura, and it's hard to put a finger on him whether he's not really far left, and he's not far right. He's kind of, you know, has some policies that he's in the middle with, and I respect that. So that's one voice. Then there's the other news channel that I watched a lot would be InfoWars. We got David Knight, Alex Jones, and Owen Schroer. And Deanna at night. There's this newer show that they've been Deanna Lorraine. So there's been like lots of coverage there, and sometimes I like Alex Jones, but sometimes he goes too much into a rant, and or just some of the things he goes into, like he goes on his rants so much, and then I just like but I enjoy watching. I do turn off Alex sometimes because of the rants. Like I like it if he has a guest on, he's interviewing a guest, that's cool, and he's a different perspective. But I think he said some things that have been controversial, got him in trouble with this platform, you know, and other things. And, you know, and you could argue, well, they don't want people hearing what he was saying. So that's on free to air. That's a big channel that I get. Jesse and McMahon. Kingpin says, sick of toxic NBC, CNN, etc. I love Jesse. Him and McMahon were the best commentating team, and I agree with that. Vince McMahon was actually pretty good. He was a babyface commentator, and he was pretty good at it. You got to give him credit for that. And he had good chemistry with Jesse Ventura, and I think Vince kept Jesse with him on the A show, which would have been Primetime Wrestling or whatever it was. I don't know, moved around. They had Gorilla and Bobby, you know, at times, and Saturday Night's Main Event, and that was a big controversy with NBC. Vince McMahon, Jesse left, maybe got fired. They were maybe around the time when he tried to unionize wrestling. Jesse Ventura left, and then NBC was mad at McMahon. Where's Jesse Ventura? Like, he was drawing all these rates according to Jesse. Jesse has his opinion of himself. Yeah. So there's also audio news on Galaxy 19 too. There's LRN, which is a libertarian radio channel, and I like hearing libertarian voices and getting a different perspective on opinions that way as well. A libertarian tends to have a more free, small government approach, from what I understand. There's I kind of like some of their ideas on the airwaves, where they have in the States. It's a little different here in Canada. You can have a micro FM radio station, and at a low power, have a low power FM radio station, and kind of have that freedom to do that. How do I get rid of this comment here, Kingpin? Somebody post something else here. We're not cut off, are we? Connected views. I got it. Okay, cool. Streamhouse doing okay. Can you guys hear me okay? With Restream, I want to know if the audio is synced up okay. I've had issues with OBS before, So this is actually going right through their proprietary software, through their website and all that. So it's kind of interesting to see. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be stuck on this or not. It doesn't fade away. It can't post to YouTube. So yeah, audio is good, says Justin. Cool. Yeah, not coming up here on my. Okay, it was delayed by a second or two. I got the chat comments here, but I'm not seeing them here. Justin Miller, I said minor. I'm looking at it here on the. Yeah. So anyway, back to InfoWars. I actually really like listening to Owen Schroyer and David Knight in the mornings. I'll catch him a little bit, and yeah, so you get some different perspectives there. It's not just Alex Jones's leans toward everything's a conspiracy. I like Alex, but yeah, we got history. Alex, I've listened to him on shortwave radio for years. Discovered him on shortwave, and then I've followed him over the years. Is that going to get me demonetized? I don't know. I will test to see if this video will. It's just like an opinion. It should be talked about, and we should have a discussion on that. One thing I was weird with YouTube's monetization. I did a video about top 5 streaming services. I put YouTube number 1. I think YouTube's number 1 for streaming, like for finding content and all that. And they actually have movies on YouTube. I was reporting on that, but they marked it as age inappropriate, and it has to be 18 years and older. So I'm going to rant about this for a minute. But what I'm wondering is, in that video, I didn't swear. I don't swear in my videos. I try not to. I try to keep it PG. I'd like to say G, but I'd say more PG because kids don't want to watch me. But yeah, and so anyway, what I'm thinking is it might have gotten caught in the algorithm or however they scan through the videos, is that I reviewed movies, and movies have like posters with guns and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, if it's maybe because I showed pictures with, of movie posters with guns. Yet, even though YouTube movies, in the YouTube movie sections, there's pictures of movies with people holding guns because that's the poster. They're always holding guns in the poster, and they have a very strict policy against guns. Because I was talking about movies, which is mainstream media, and there was pictures of guns, it was kind of strange to me that happened. Yeah. So, and I'm not going to be too long on here today. I gotta go to work, so I will be on here for a little bit, and I will catch you guys again. You can find me on various social media platforms. I believe I'm on Facebook. I don't know if I'm streaming right now on Facebook. I'm not sure if I see myself here on Facebook on my public page that I have. It doesn't send me a notification if I'm live. Oh yeah, okay. Here's the so yeah, right now I'm currently on YouTube and I'm on Twitch. And here comes my son. So I'm just going to zoom my camera in. Just for privacy, I'd like to. Whoop, I zoomed it in too much. I'm not on the actual preview page. I zoomed it right in here. There we go. Oh, yeah. So this thing's going. I don't want to bog down my bandwidth here, though. I'll just leave it. If it's still working here, I see it here on YouTube and all that. So any questions? Yeah. So I missed the live stream last week. I like to try to keep it at least every 2 weeks. Live stream at least once every 2 weeks, just to catch up with anyone that wants to talk about free to air stuff. I got some free to air news, and I will cut to that. Not a whole lot of news, but a little bit of news. A little bit of news is good, and it's free to air news. So okay, well, I'll go with that, and I will cut. It's going to show that, but I want to go full screen. No, go. It shows my video in the corner. I like that. So here we go. How do we turn the chat off? Go away and oh yeah, there. Top of the screen says hide messages from the stream. There we go. Hopefully I can still show it though. Yeah. Just hide that. Okay. I'm getting used to this software. You have to pay for the bells and whistles that are free on OBS. Oh yeah, and it says I'm sharing. So anyway, in INSP, which is inspiration, apparently I couldn't pick it up on my satellite dish, but it's in the clear on 133 West. It has 4,000. It's on frequency 4,044 horizontal, symbol rate 22,500, and the FEC is 5 and 6. Although it's being reported that's in FP mode. FP mode on a forum is like it's trying to say it's free preview mode. FP free preview. So that's cool. I think I pulled their page up or whatever. Yeah, well, I got their Wikipedia. Inspiration is American digital cable satellite channel that features family-friendly entertainment. Inspire headquartered in Indian Land, South Carolina, near Charlotte. Yeah, so anyway, it goes into its whole Wikipedia page. Founded by Jim Baker, founded in 1978. Oh, so it's been around for a while. Yeah, there's their website, and it has a watch now. So sometimes when a website for a TV channel has a watch now, you can stream it live. No, so now maybe it's not there. Oh well. So another place where you can find lots of information, even for streaming, you're looking for streams of TV stations that are on satellite. If you go to Linksat, and they will have the channels that are they'll have a website to the channel, and you'll be able to stream the channel that way. CCTV for America, or actually is GCTV. I think you could stream that one as well. I don't know how well you can see the text off of my screen here on the stream. Yeah, Hallmark Movie Channel were FTA, but now encrypted on 101 West. Yeah, they kind of come and go. I think that's happened before. I watched a little bit of it, but the Hallmark movies don't really hold my interest much. But there is the similar to that, and I did watch it a little bit. Would be the Positive TV or Posi TV, however it's pronounced. That's on Galaxy 19, which replaced JCTV Juice. So over here on 58 West, I'm looking at it has several of the news channels, like DW would be one. Another one would be, am I close enough to the mic? Yeah, I'll get in that in a sec. They have DW, France 24. Where would that be? Can I just find that? Whoops, I refreshed. Did I go? Okay. Oh, it doesn't say where DW is on this one. It may have moved too. So yeah, on transponder for Intelsat 58 West, for transponder 19, which is on frequency 4,080 vertical, has Airing World, which is out of Korea, RT Spanish, France 24 English, and RT America, which is on C-band, which is, I believe it's 1080p. It's a high definition feed of RT. over on C-band. The Galaxy 19 one is not. I think it might be 720p. I'm not sure if it's changed yet. But that's what's happened there. I've noticed there's been a lot of new transponders if you go to Linksat. And yeah, and I'm going to segue into that. Yeah. So North Coast Workshop says TVRO seems to be more up to date with the North American channels. That is true, except for Galaxy 19. Maybe they've updated Galaxy 19, but Galaxy 19 tends to be, there's not as up to date on the KU band channels, which I'm going to get into how to figure all that out. Maybe some people would like to work on a project to keep us all up to date on Galaxy 19. North Coast says 97 C-band is awesome. Lots of true crime stuff. Yeah, I think there's like Escape and a few of the crime channels that are on the C-band side of 97 West. The KU band side, I'd say, doesn't have as much of. They don't have the DigiNets like Laugh and all that on KU band. They're all on C-band. The North Coast Workshop, I'm running 2 10-footers. I get great signal quality. Where were you located again? North Coast? Is that like Newfoundland or Kingpin? Yeah. They do occasionally update KU band. Yeah. I'll get into that right now. And yeah, it'd be nice if they unencrypted stuff. That was like a big controversial thing, even back in the 80s. And people were saying in the 80s, oh, encrypting channels is going to be the end of satellite, and all that whole satellite's going to end stuff. That's nothing new. It's like every change is always constant. Everything's changing. So yeah, I'm going to put this page here. I'm using the dark mode viewer here, so that's why Linksat looks funny with this page. There, I'll put it back to its regular mode. I do like this dark reader for white web pages because it just makes it easier on the eyes, where it flips it around so white pages are dark, but it makes this coloring scheme makes it really weird on Linksat. So I'll just switch it back to its normal brown-ish color. So yeah, I'm gonna look at Linksat. I'm gonna look at Galaxy 19. AMG, a constant that's still there. Be nice if they brought back wrestling. I put my dish on Galaxy 19 C-band more often. There's the Justice Network on Galaxy 19 C-band, which is a crime network. LA TV. I was talking about Ring of Honor Wrestling in my last video, and it was LA TV that has Lucha, the Mexican, not AAA, but the other big Mexican wrestling promotion. It's one of the Spanish channels. There's the Cats Networks, which is Bounce, Grit, Laugh, Court TV. There's Court TV, which is like for the DigiNets for crime stuff. There's lots of that. There's Laugh. I like comedy stuff. I wish the selection for Laugh was better. Laugh was a great channel when it first launched, and now the shows I haven't really been into. Court TV Mystery, so there's a few different variants of that. There's Grit. I get Grit on my antenna on I got a whole whack of channels on my local NBC affiliate, which has Bounce and Grit and all that. So it must be affiliated with the Cats Network. And then it has QVC and the shopping channel. Ooh. Yeah, and then you can go through all the channels on Galaxy 19. So what you look for if you're on Linksat, it might be a little bit different over on TV or OSAT. charts, but they'll show an update. So anything that has anything from 2020 might have something newer, and they usually there it is right there. They'll show where anything new is. The Word Network has been added, but that channel tends to move around a lot. So what I tend to do with Galaxy 19, I'm just going to go back to this full screen here. I'll just put it down as minimize. Sure. What I like to so for Galaxy 19, and I've done this many a times, is I redo a blind scan, and then I go through each channel. So sometimes if you just want to delete all your transponders and start fresh, because there's so many channels on Galaxy 19, and yeah, so many of them are international channels. They're not English channels, and they're religious channels. But you kind of have to surf through the rough a little bit with Galaxy 19, and find something new. Because I don't know where there is anywhere on the internet that overly posts, hey, there's a new channel on Galaxy 19. I'd like to be able to break that to you guys over on my Facebook group, which is North American over-the-air streaming, and it's free to air, free satellite TV use, whatever it is. But yeah, I got a Facebook page. You can join that. If you go to freesatellitetv.net, freesatellitetv.net, it will, you can, we'll post it there. Any new feeds, we can post there. But yeah, so what I do with Galaxy 9, do a scan, and then I actually scan through with the remote, just through each channel to see if something's changed. Because sometimes what you'll get is you'll have one channel like amazing, and not really on that much. It's very much a constant over on MX1's 3ABN, all 7-day Adventist stuff. Tends to be a constant. There's always the same programming there. They've been there for years, unless they're going to move around. There might be something different on Global Cast or something. Where else is there something new here? I don't see anything new there. But yeah, just like to be able to find new content. We used to have retro TV and tough TV on Galaxy 19 a couple of years ago for part of a year, which is great. And then it was only a temporary thing for over-the-air TV stations. Let's all pray that with ATSC3 that we'll get more KU band DigiNet feeds for areas that don't get all the KU band. So I kind of went on a sorry to that. Kingpin says, still looking for a used C-band dish here in Saskatchewan. Good luck with that. Hopefully you find one. That'll be like you can buy new, but it's going to be like well over $1,000 probably shipped, for a new satellite dish. I did a video of my unboxing of my mesh dish on my YouTube channel, Robbie Strike. But you can get a used one, and a lot of the used mesh dishes are pieces like in pie shaped pieces, So disassembling it, you might break a few screws or bolts, but you can pretty much find them in a hardware store if you look around. PSC should have something like that. North Coast Workshop says the Justice Network is called True Crime Network. Yeah. North Coast Workshop says I'm in Thunder Bay. Yep. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's farther away from here. It's like a 10-hour drive, like same province, but it's like this long stretch up north. North Coast says Kijiji is your friend. That's true. And I got to take a break, and I have no video to cut to, so I'm just going to get up. The washroom's over there. I'll be right back. Any questions, post it in here, and we'll talk about it. Okay. I wish I would have had, hey, go to Free Satellite TV, whatever. I'll be right back, guys. back. About 17 hours from Kingston to North Bay. Thunder Bay. Is North Bay further from me than North Bay? I'm not looking at a map right now. I know the Sault Ste. Marie. Haven't been there in years. Northco says people are sometimes looking to get rid of old C-band dishes from their property for free if you're willing to do the work. Yeah. So if you're looking for a C-band dish and you have real estate to put it, go for it, man. Especially now, because like people are just gonna scrap it, and they don't know. They're uninformed. They're watching these mainstream fake news networks that don't want you to know that there's over-the-air TV. They want you to pay for cable. They want you to be suckers, They don't want you. They're going to give you their 5 stories that they work on for that day. It's kind of a routine. It's a circular routine of, yeah. Yeah, with the mainstream outlets, yeah. That's why I like free to air. Yeah, I can watch my mainstream outlet and get that 5. Get what's their narrative for the day. I can get that. Cool. But I can also get the stuff that they're not going to talk about, the stuff that RT will talk about, the stuff that CNC World will talk about. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about CNC World on Galaxy 19. Used to be one, like that was actually my go-to channel, would be CNC World. When it used to be a lot more news on CNC World. Now it's like just video loops of stuff that's happening, like not even news that's happening, just Chinese cultural stuff, I guess. But CNC World would be like a news channel I'd put on for like 20 minutes in the afternoon just to see what they were saying. But whenever I put it on now, there's not much going on there. Definitely CNC World has they're paid for by the Communist Chinese government. So they definitely take the side of the Chinese communist government. Well, they all are. I find if you could tell me, name one state broadcaster that is not left wing. Like here in Canada, we have the CBC, and it's very left wing. I mean, it's and then they try to tell us that it's not left wing. It's not. I found PBS to be more have like voices that are on the conservative and liberal voices, left wing voices on PBS than I have seen on CBC. Although CBC will have interviews with the politicians and all that, but definitely like whenever they have a book author on and they slip in their little jabs of hatred toward Christianity daily. So did I miss anything? Yeah, it's a long drive. Newsy's free on 101 West. I must not be getting it on my 8-footer. I did get Newsy before, and but you can get Newsy online too. Newsy is geared toward, I think, because they want to have over-the-air TV affiliates for news. But it just seems that Newsy is the same thing that you're going to get on CNN. Am I wrong on that, or I don't know? Like, why do you need 100 far left wing news channels that are all the mainstream news? And in Canada, they tried doing a conservative TV channel or news channel. It was called Sun TV. It was by the big Quebecer, I believe it's Quebecer media group. And so they did it for a while, but it was very difficult. They didn't go about it the right way either. They went with on cable, and this is a time like 10 years ago. Cable is on its way out. Like people are canceling. People are getting information from internet and streaming and all that. So trying to be a cable channel these days, and trying to break in that, I don't see that happening. I got a text here. I just got to stop and pause and read it. Yeah, we're talking about Newsy. It's news loop like headline news. Yeah, it's just essentially a loop. Yeah. I might have missed something there. Leave a note in the mailbox. That's what we meant. It's a good idea. Yes. So if you're trying to get a satellite dish and you see someone that has one, and maybe they're not on Kijiji, maybe they don't even care about it there. It seems more of a hassle to take it down, or they moved there. Some people just move into a home and it has this satellite dish there, and they don't want it. Okay. Lughead 6, how's it going? Hey Rob, how's it going? I have a question for you about an 8x1 dissect switch. I bought a 39-inch KU dish. I run Shaw Direct through. I can't get your whole message here, but I'll just read it here. As well as over-the-air antenna, get wire through the house. Now I haven't done over-the-air antenna mixing it with the same signal as DVB-S and S2 and all that. I tend to prefer to go about doing getting the drill and drilling into the house, and I have multiple wires. I have wires here for my software-defined radio and things like that coming in. So yeah, but I know people have done it, but I just haven't done it myself because I think there's a converter you have to get to be able to change your antenna signal and all that stuff. So I'm not 100%, unless you can just run it through a splitter and then have, but I imagine there'd be signal loss and all that set up. Maybe I'm wrong. I know they do it on multi-streaming setups. Now, is there a way of like scrolling down this thing here? No, eh? Okay, I should turn that off. AON and Newsmax are, I think, are right wing. Yes, they are. OAN says that it has a subscription, I've noticed, on Roku. I thought they were streaming for free. I think it might have been Newsmax that I might have been watching some coverage this week with. So I have that on my Roku TV. There's a few add-ons that I've had, but I also have like the M3U streaming list. I got a video on that on my channel where it has a whole whack of news feeds, and that's one of the ones I gone. Now Newsmax, I believe, is on Orbi TV. I was looking at Orbi TV's selection this week, and I scanned Orbi TV's satellite to see if they had it in the clear because it was available on both their premium and their non-premium service, because Newsmax is just free. You can go to the website and watch it. But it wasn't Newsmax wasn't on, but I have seen people post on the forums. Newsmax is up here, and by the time I find that post, it's been moved. So so where's that? Okay. Yes, that's true. I think you need to get news from a variety of sources to make your own decision. That's true. And that's what I like about free to air and having the internet is I can look at different sources. And when I watch my over the air global news, you can sort of see where their agenda is compared to, say, Newsmax's or with some other place like that. Yeah, and you can't rely on one source. It's good to have multiple sources. Hopefully, we don't get under a real bad tyranny where we get 1984 and they shut down sources. We've had issues with that. Conrad says he agrees with you. North Coast. Exactly, North Coast. People agreeing with you there, and that's what I really like being able to get multiple news sources, and I go to both. I like going to both sources to to find. I find conservative news is harder to find. A lot of the mainstream broadcast liberal left wing. Sometimes I don't want to use the word liberal when I'm referring to left wing because, like, I don't know, it's just when they're not for freedoms of what you do with your property, private property, and all that. And that's where, like, if they're against private property rights, they're going to be against having a satellite dish on your property. Most of the bylaws, though, are like, I checked my bylaw. They don't want you putting a 10-foot dish in your front yard, but they're usually, a lot of the bylaws for satellite dishes are written so that you can have it in your backyard. At least when they drew them up in the 80s. And then now they think, no one's going to care about that sort of thing now. One of these days I'm going to get a better monitor. This one's one of the first 720p HD TVs that I'm using as a monitor, and I'm reading the text here. Satellite gives you perspective that you don't get from cable. Yeah. Especially those raw news feeds. I love the raw news feeds. Yeah, 87 West, it has some really good news feeds. Check those out on KU band. I tend to keep my KU band dish parked on 87 West a lot of the time. They also have PBS there as well, but just I enjoyed those rallies. The ones that actually got people, not the ones that had like maybe 20 people, but the ones that got people. I like those rallies. They were quite entertaining. Kingpin says, how you guys like KU band? I'll start there if it's worth it. There's definitely a lot less on KU band, and I made several videos. I hopefully it can educate people on what's out there so they won't get a misconception of what they think is on free to air. But yeah, I go through the channels, check out Linksat, check out the TVROSat forum just to understand what's out there. It's great to have, like, if you lose your internet, my modem was dying on me a few weeks ago. I think all these live streams might have killed it or something. My 10-year-old modem that the cable, not the cable company, but I use a third party or a subcontractor for internet because I don't want to give my business to a cable company here in Canada. So I go with smaller telephone companies, which I encourage you guys, look into them. Sometimes you get a better deal with those guys too. North Coast says lots of great stuff on KU band, and I agree. It's fun to check out my video where I set up a KU band satellite dish on the motor, where the motor will track the geostationary arc, and you can see all of the stuff on there. So if you just want to get one dish, and the motor is a really good way of doing it, you can park it on Galaxy 19. But if you want to scan those feeds, say on 99 West or on 87 West or on the other wild feed satellites, it's really interesting. Sometimes you get like live conferences, all sorts of interesting stuff. And you get the backhauls. It's not like just they set up a whole satellite truck, have the feed, and they take like 2 sound bites. And that's what you see on the news, where you get the whole presentation, the whole talk. '87 West and 125 West. 125 still has. I don't park on 125 a lot anymore, but yeah, there's like the conferences and lots of wild feeds on 125 West. 103 West and 97 West. I have seen feeds on 97. I've seen wrestling. I've heard of. Well, I didn't see it myself, but there was wrestling feeds on 97 West. North Coast Workshop says, but C-band is my favorite. Yeah, and I agree. C-band is quite good. There's lots of good stuff on C-band. What modem brand do I have? The one that I had that lasted 10 years was an RCA modem, and it's like the cable companies or the internet service provider that did that. Lughead says, "Oh, cut you off there, Lughead." When you write long messages, it doesn't show up here as long. Just write it. Maybe write twice, like write a sentence and then just post it again with this app. The hurry to do this is big this weekend. To go to, I just got the look. Talk to you guys later. I have to have fun. Okay, cool. From his other half. North Coast Workshop says, with the news feeds, you get before and after. Yes, you do. You get the reporter standing there looking at their phone or whatever. And yeah, it's pretty cool that how that works. Oh, yes. Thanks you for answering that. That was something I talked about earlier. Wrestling is on LA TV, 97 West. Mexican luchadors. Yes. Yeah, that's where you can see international wrestling. And I don't know if you can see that on cable. Like, it's Spanish announcing, but it's kind of cool to see that kind of stuff. Although now with YouTube, it's been I'm following one channel called AWA Stuff. But they're posting like Stampede Wrestling shows. I don't even have time to watch all this stuff. That's the thing, is I'm during my daytime. I haven't watched the new episode of The Mandalorian yet. I'm looking forward to checking that out soon, because I'm enjoying that. The Mandalorian has been a good show. So hey, I got some stuff here I want to do some show and tell with. Check out my video review on this product here. This is pretty awesome. This is the Thor HDMI RF modulator. It's a one-channel modulator. What it does is it will, you can take an HDMI source and make your own ATSC channel. So if you're watching TV with an antenna, and basically any TV like this TV can tune your HDMI signal from multiple TVs throughout your house. It's really cool. And I got a multi-channel one here from Thor Broadcast if you want to do multiple channels. It doesn't do like sub-channels. It's just its own independent channel, but it's a cool thing. If you're looking for a satellite receiver, one I do recommend is if you go to the freesatellitetv.net shop, you can pick up one of these Amico Mayos 4K satellite receivers. These are great if you want to. Also, they're network receivers. So in doing that, you can stream it to your phone or to your computer or whatever. Like right here, I watch the satellite receiver all the time, and I don't even have it anywhere near here. I just watch it through the TV network and control the remote through that. Great technology in the Amico. If you're not too tech savvy, I recommend checking out the Amico. But if you're this one, I've found it's not too bad. It's a bit of a learning curve in the setup, but once you got it working, it works pretty good. Another thing, somebody talked to me about a thing last week, and I just want to kind of bring that up here, is one of these devices I tried out this week, which is one of the HDMI to RCA cable adapters. And I got one of these. I bought one years ago, and it didn't work at all. But I have one now. I connect it to my HDMI splitter to this computer, and I run it out, and it plays on this old TV back here. So I'm able to play videos off this computer, send it to that TV over there. Works out great. Hey, so yeah, if you do have a KU band dish, check out a motor. Check out my motor video. These things are great. Just moves your dish for you. Get the whole arc if you can, although I wasn't able to get the whole full arc, but I'm getting most of the arc now on my 36-inch dish. What's going on here? All right. Oh. All right. Rodney Lammy. Sorry, the text is really small there on this screen. Hi from California. What do you think of the Coquet Kai K2 or the GT Media V7S satellite receiver? I am new to the hobby, and I got the rest of your text here, buddy. Thanks, Rodney. Rodney Lammy. Cool. So the GT Media, they are very cheap. I've seen them for $30 on Amazon, and the thing with Amazon is they advertise that they're right on their website. Hey, this thing does certain encryptions. I'm not going to mention. Amazon says that, this the biggest company in the world says that. So, but I'm not getting into that. You think they get in trouble or they get taken down, but no. I've heard other people say too that they're not legal, like they're not FCC, whatever. So, but they're cheap. And see, most of the world, they don't have the FCC, whatever, the FCC approval. So I know a lot of people that have them, and they're cheap satellite receivers. So, I mean, for the price of what you're paying for and the accessibility, I've seen people set them up, and YouTube videos and all that. But I've also heard people say they're not well built and they get hot. But they do also, GT Media has receivers that do H.265, and they're really cheap. I mean, and a lot of people, there's a difference, I guess, too, between something like this, which does 4K and probably a lot better design quality wise and all that. But then there's the cheap receivers that are pretty much like what our satellite receiver from maybe about 10 years ago. So you're not going to get the bells and whistles, but it's going to be like at least it's a set-top box equivalent. I like to use this as an example. So equivalent to this. This is an over-the-air ATSC tuner box, not a DVB satellite tuning box. I'm going to bring that thing down there. But they're cheap. These things are like, I don't know, whatever you see these at Walmart. I've seen these at Walmart dirt cheap, like, $50, maybe even cheaper. And these are like a VCR when you buy these things. This is the older one, eh? I have seen these in Walmart though. You plug a little hard drive in there, and I've done a video. Actually, watch my video about my Thor broadcast. Where is it? This in here. Watch my video about this box here, which is actually this box and this box are pretty much like the user interface is exactly the same. The remotes don't work over, but they'll record. And these are dirt cheap because, they're simple. They don't have the bells and whistles that some of the other receivers have, but they'll do the job. So, I mean, at the price, you can't go wrong in my opinion, but go through my store on my Amazon links. If you're going to buy one, it will help me out. Just click on an Amazon affiliate link over at Free Satellite TV, even if you don't buy what I'm recommending. Help me out with the commission, please. And we are going to wrap this up. So I'll finish off these comments, and I am going to go to work. And I will talk to you later. Did I do my whole spindle? I hate this. Cord cutting. Don't do this. Save the ends that are on your cable. And then plus, don't cut cable with a pair of scissors. Get a clipper like that. Hopefully not as rusty, but get a clipper like this to cut cable. And then these things are like $20, $10-20 on Amazon or on eBay. I think eBay is a good place to get them. And you get the ends for them for crimping, and just use a retractable. I use a X-Acto knife to cut these off, not one of those tools, because the tool, I just use the X-Acto knife now. Works great. And I'm running out of time. Let's finish up these comments here. Oh, yeah. North Coast says, okay, there we went away. I have a GT Media, good price and easy to use, but not the strongest tuner. Yeah. Okay. Go with an Amico, much better tuner. Okay, yeah. Yeah, for tuning a satellite, the reason why I say that is, from what I know, okay, so this is one of the Chinese knockoff, but GT Media sells one very similar to this, and it's like the similar same interface and same everything with this. So this is kind of my experience with GT Media. When I bought it, it said GT Media. I think it might have said GT Media on it. And it's a satellite receiver tuner. I'll turn it on here. And you got to plug it into the satellite receiver, of course. But this one says FreeSat when it boots up. And but great to have if you're tuning your dish. But actually, this was not my favorite. I actually have a Sat Hero, and I like that better. I want to get a Sat Hero with a spectrum analyzer, but they're several $100s, and so yeah, this is my experience with that type of receiver. These cheap Chinese, these are like $40-$50. I don't know, $100, $80 or whatever it is. They come with a case, and it's a pretty good buy. This one you can, it has an HDMI output, so you can connect it to a TV. The only thing is the battery indicator thing, unless there's a setting in here that I can turn that off. Some of them do have that setting where you turn it off. You can get rid of the battery indicator thing, but when you have it hooked up to the TV, it's on all the time. So, okay, hey, what's my review of Restream? Not crazy. I like the fact that I can show the text on the screen, but I'm not a fan of it didn't work with Facebook. I had it set up for Facebook and it didn't work. Maybe I need to fix my stream key. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, but I'm not a fan of this Restream. I don't know if I'll use it again. As I said, and I tried to use it through OBS where I click on the texts to make it appear here, but it doesn't do that when I'm going through OBS. It works differently. So I was not happy with it. So yeah, I like Amico much better. Go with Amico. Yeah. I do push the Amicos. And the reason why I do, and I know they're more expensive and people are going to buy a GT Media box and not take my advice. It's kind of like with Tyler, the antenna man. His struggle is he always tells people don't buy the cheap antennas, and then they go out and buy them. So that's kind of what I have. Is I tell people don't buy buy an Amico for setting up. The best starter receiver is the Amico Mini, in my opinion. Just because this one's a little bit of a learning curve, and you might want to have two satellite receivers anyway if you're going to get into FTA. I like this one. This one I use it a lot, but the Amico is a good. It's like my set-top box is what's running into the ATSC modulator and sending video throughout the house. RG6 is so useful. Yeah, go with RG6, not RG5. And Kingpin says going to check that out. Yes. So when you go to my web page, I'm going to get going here. So you go to my web, or you go to my YouTube channel, type in my name, Robbie Strike, and then search what you're looking for. And I found that's how I find my stuff, because people ask me questions and I want to send them an answer. And I'm like, well, here's a video I did of that. And how do I find it? I type in the topic and I type in my name to find it, because there's a billion other videos that are not even related. But that's what I do. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate everyone joining me for the stream. I wanted to cover this topic, news channels for free to air, do a full video on that. So this is kind of my video on that, and having a discussion. I try not to make things too political here. We're more of hobbyists and stuff, but definitely, yeah. The bottom line is just, multiple sources is good, and free to air is the best thing for that, because you get multiple sources around the world and different perspectives. So I'm going to sign off now. Check out my site at robbiestrike.com, and also check me out over at freesatellitetv.net. And if you're not in the Facebook group, join it. But just remember, please tell me, answer the questions. There's 2 questions. Are you in North America? And what satellites you're interested in tuning? Just say free satellite, whatever. Just, I'm looking for comments and not bots. It's just my way of, trying to filter that stuff out. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend, and God bless you. And keep smiling. Things are going to be, it's going to be awesome. Or it will be. I hope so. I hope it's not horrible. All right. Bye.